Hello friends, welcome. In this video now I'm going to create the models and migrations for our project, and I have made some screenshots on the previous project I have in the YouTube channel. I told you in the previous one. So here is the screenshot. On the user interface we have interface should be responsive with HTML5 and Bootstrap, but we are going to use Tailwind CSS. Also, we have user interface layout should have a sidebar menu and a header. On sidebar, we are going to have the dashboard, employee management, and system management. On system management, also we are going to have the country, state, city, and department as a submenu. Also, we have here user management. We're going to have user. Role and permission is optional, so we are going to see if I'm going to add or not. On header interface, display the name of the logged in user as well as the menu for the logout. And after authentication, the user should be redirected to the blank dashboard. Then we have here the authentication. So user will be able to log in using email and password. And also we have here 3 failed attempts will lock the user for 5 minutes. Then we have user management, create, update, and delete user, change password, and search by username and email. On employee management, we have list of employees with search and filter by employee name and department. And create, update, and delete employees. On system management, we have country, list of countries with search and create, update, and delete. The same for state, city, and department. And also we have the API to create an API endpoint for user registration and authentication, and create an API endpoint to list all employees. And here now we have the user migration. We need to add also the username here. So username, last name, and first name. And let's start with that. So I'm going to open the VS Code, and let's open here the users migration. And here we have the name, but we need to add username. And let's copy and paste here. We need to add the first name and also the last name. Last name like this. So username, last name, first name, email, and so on. Then here we have the employees, but first I'm going to create countries, and then the state and cities and the departments. So for that, I'm going to open the terminal, and here I'm going to say artisan make model. And first I'm going to create country model with migration as well. Hit enter. Okay, then let's create the state. Okay, then let's create the city, because the city belongs to the state. And now let's create the department. Okay, and the last one is to create the employee. So create make model for employees with migration. Good. And let's start. So open first the countries, and here we're going to see the countries as only the country code and the name, nothing else. So let's say here $sign table, and as we can see, the country code is a jar with 3 characters, and then we have the name, which is a string varchar. So let's say N60. Let's go here and use the country code. and we need here the length, which is 3 characters. Then table string for name, and also we can specify the length, which is in this case 60. And let's save this. Next, let's open the state, and let's go and see now the state here. So the state has the country ID and the name only. So $table. Now here we are going to add the origin ID for the country ID, and also it's going to be constrained, and we need to delete this. So add a cascade on delete, and then $table for the name. So it's going to be string, and let's add also the length here. Save. So the same we have here. Then we have cities, which has the state origin key and the name the same we have here. So let's copy this one, go to the city and paste here. Change, instead of country, is going to be state ID and the name. Okay, let's go to the department, and department has only the name, which is going to be varchar. Okay, so let's say $table string for name, and add the length. And the last one is the the employees. And here we have the employees, and what I'm going to do, and let's do something like this. So we need the last name, first name, middle name, address, and let's do that. So $table going to be string for the first name, and it's going to be required. And let's copy and paste and change this to be last name. Then we have the middle name, so let's paste here, and say middle name, but the middle name is not required, so we can say here nullable, like this. Then we have the department ID, so $table be origin ID for department ID, and I'm going to say constraint. Okay. Now here we have a city ID, state ID, and the country ID, and I'm going to do the same, but you can add, for example, only the city ID, because based on the city is going to belong to the state and so on. But because I have here that, I'm going to say $table, and let's add country ID, and this is going to be also origin ID. And I'm going to add first country ID. Also, this is going to be constraint, and just copy and paste and change here this for state and this one for city. Good. Now let's add the zip code. So $table, not string, but char, and say zip code, and the maximum, the length is going to be 10. And this is required. And then we have the birth date, which is going to be date, and date hired, also date. So $sign table, date for birth date. And I'm going to do like this. And also let's copy this and the last one is the date hired. Now both of them are nullable. So let's say nullable here and nullable here. And I think we are okay. Now let's see one more time. Now let's go on the .env file. We have employees app database. Open the terminal, and here I'm going to say artisan migrate fresh dash seed. And yeah, we don't have the employees app, so we need to create this. So I'm going to copy and open the table plus. Okay, so I have created the employees app database. And now let's try one more time here. So artisan migrate fresh dash seed and everything okay. So let's see also the database here. If I refresh, yeah, we have city, countries, departments, employees. And here we have the structure. Okay friends, that's it about this video. I hope you enjoy and see you now in the next one. All the best and thank you very much.